kept the ball on the ground in high school football tonight, and the low scoring reflects that. We begin our expanded prep football playoff coverage in Osseo, where the #1 ranked Orioles hosted rival Park Center. The game was tied 7-all second half. Gary Schoeller, number 39, scores from 20 yards out to give Osseo a 14-7 lead in the second half, and it would hold up. The defense does the job. They recover a fumble. Heads-up play here by Gunderson. He's going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. The ball is fumbled in the end zone, and Gunderson recovers the ball for a touchdown for Stillwater. We check the final. 48-0. They're going back to the state quarterfinals. St. Thomas Academy ends the Cinderella season for Johnson. 37-14 the final. Johnson came in unbeaten at 10-0. Rob St. Sauveur, the quarterback, to Jim Gabriel for a touchdown in the second half. But St. Thomas Academy's running game much too strong tonight. This Mark Montgomery is an all-stater if I've ever seen one. Watch him break tackles here for a touchdown. St. Thomas Academy 37-14 tonight over Johnson. Let's go to Section 5, where #1 seed Edison hosted Richfield. Now, the Tommies have lost only one game all year. Richfield came in with a 6-4 record. Edison took it to him early. Derek Herlovsky pitches out to Raylan Hicks. Watch the touchdown here. 6-0 Tommies in front. Now, Richfield comes back. They tie the game in the second quarter on a run by Mike Dawson at 6-6. But Edison wins, and the winner of this game plays Osseo in the quarterfinals. It's Edison, 30-14 over Richfield. Section 6, Burnsville beat Jefferson tonight. Chad Eamon, the quarterback, to Dave Keenan. Touchdown pass here in the snow at Burnsville to put them ahead 20-0. A little bit later, Chad Osiki will pick off a Jefferson pass, take it in 30 yards for the touchdown, and Burnsville wins tonight 28-0. So they are heading to the state tournament representing Section 6. The final, I'm sorry, it was 28-7 was the final score. Burnsville beat Jefferson tonight. Moorhead, a perennial power in Section 7, wins tonight to go to state. And Elk River wins Section 8 tonight. They beat Brainerd up in Brainerd tonight, 21-14. Let's go to Class A and the rematch down south. Lakeville hosted New Prague for the Section 1 championship. Now, Lakeville beat New Prague 9-0 to open the season tonight, but when we showed up there, it was 21-0 New Prague in front. Here is Lakeville's first touchdown. The ball touched by a New Prague player on the punt, but it's not dead. The referee didn't blow it dead. Todd Kremer picks it up, goes for the touchdown on the punt return, 65 yards for the score. Lakeville was trailing 21-7. They couldn't get any closer. We checked the final. The defending Class A champion beaten tonight by New Prague, 34-14. New Prague will host a game on Friday night. Fairmont beat Laverne in Section 2, and Totino Grace rolls along over Matamidi. In that game, watch Matamidi's big number 37, John Brockberg, the junior fullback, takes it in from 15 yards out to get the Zephyrs on the board. But the Eagles' defense is one of the toughest in Class A, and their offense is not bad either. Ben Brunn at running back, number 41. He goes 35 yards for the touchdown. Totino Grace rolls tonight 43-7 over Matamidi. Fridley wins tonight in Section 5 over Cambridge. Albany wins in Section 6. International Falls wins in Section 7. And Staples Motley wins in Section 8. To Class B now, and De La Salle at St. Michael. This was for the Section 5 championship. A highlight from St. Michael late in the game now. St. Michael touchdown pass. It's from Mark Mischke to Chad Sutherland, but guess what? De La Salle scored with 1:27 to go. Reggie Woodard got the touchdown. We checked the final, and De La Salle heads to state with a win over St. Michael Albertville. Rushford Peterson over Pine Island in Section 1. Section 3, Gibbon Fairfax Winthrop a winner. Section 4, Morris is going to state. Section 6, Class A, and Piers is going. Section 7, Deer River a winner. And in Section 8, it's Pyram over Breckenridge. In Class C tonight at Becker, Becker's Jason Flinkston takes the ball 63 yards for the touchdown. Becker, the #1 seed in Section 5 in Class C. They played Osakis tonight, and they won this football game. We checked the final, 35-14, so they're heading to state. Harmony in double overtime in Section C a winner. In Section 3, Waterville Elysian goes to state. The defending champion, Minneota, rolls along. They're going to the quarterfinals. Dilworth in Section 6. In Section 7, Ogilvie in overtime, 6-3. In Section 8, Monoman is a winner. Now to 9-man. St. Clair is going to state. The #1 team in the state, Winsted Holy Trinity, rolls into the state quarterfinals with a win tonight. Wheaton wins tonight. Verndale in double overtime over Rossay. Winnemac wins tonight in Section 6, and in Section 7, Albrook is heading to state with a win tonight. Paul, Diana, that does it. We'll be back next Friday with the state quarterfinals.
All right, Randy, thank you very much,
all the
sir.
teams.
That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Have a good weekend.
Good night. Scribe 11 closed captioning for the hearing impaired is funded by Dayton's Interior Design Studio. Whether you're decorating a home or a whole house, count on Dayton's for creative ideas.
With $53,000, Minneapolis food shelves could feed 7,000 people for about a week. And an average school district could hire 2 first-year teachers for a full year and have money left over. $53,000 also already bought 53 ashtrays for our smoke-free state capitol.
That's a lot.
Yes, that's true. And you can watch millions more of your public dollars go up in smoke. Sunday at 10.
Vanessa turns up the heat.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I know you're gonna like it if you give it.
Until Claire brings the locomotion to a grinding halt.
Why'd you do that? Them sauce, we're not finished yet.
Yes, you are.
I thought they were hot.
Maybe you should go up to your room and cool off.
Monday at 4 on Care 11.
Cheers is filmed before a live studio audience.
It's amazing that they're making for kids nowadays.
Rainville.
Unbelievable. A la Randall Cunningham taking the ball to the corner and leaping high into the air for the touchdown. And on the last play of the first half, the Blaine Bengals strike.
Rainville showing his athletic ability there. Jumped high in the air to get into the end zone. A super play by Rainville.
Like a bloodhound, he just sniffed out the corner of the end zone and went in for pay dirt. Now it's the extra point. And again, Rainville, one of the top kickers in the state of Minnesota, will attempt that extra point. And now we have a timeout on the field. I believe Blaine is going to call timeout. They couldn't get their people on the field at the right time. Unbelievable key touchdown run by Noble Rainville. And Scott, like you said, they ran up that pass. He said gave Rainville the option of either tucking the ball or passing it. It looked like he wanted to run all the way here.
We'll take a look at it again here, Mark. There you see the power I set. Play action as he rolls to his right. Defenders are covered well, and there you see him jumping into the end zone. A super play.
Unbelievable touchdown play. Blaine will go for the PAT, the single point, to cut the Oriole lead to within 7. And this will be, there's no time left on the clock, so this will be the last play of the first half. 14-6, Rainville going for the extra point. Snap, bad snap. Now the holder picks it up and is running to the corner. That's Deesh. He has no one to throw to, tries to throw it. And a big extra point play on the bad snap as we go to halftime here with the score 14-6. So an exciting and well-played first half of football from Carlton Field in the Section 4AA Championship on This Week in Sports, KBL Channel 52. Your halftime score, the Osseo Orioles 14 and the Blaine Bengals 6.
Catch the brightest stars, the biggest hits, the best.
Mark Graves back from Ton Field in Osseo, Minnesota, where the Section 4AA Championship, there's your halftime score. The Osseo Orioles leading the Blaine Bengals by the score of 14-6. The snow has let up a little bit. They're talking to the captains at midfield. Let's take a look at the first half statistics in this tight ball game. As you can see, Osseo doing what they wanted to do in the first half, running the ball effectively on the ground, 120 yards in the first half, and just 2 of 2 in the passing game, but both very effective and 1 for a touchdown. Blaine shut down pretty much on the ground with only 39 yards, but Noble Rainville taking to the air and throwing for 80 yards in the first half, 4 of 9, and 3 of those passes to Dish for 119 total yards. So Osseo leading so far in the statistical yardage situation. As we pop over, looking at the first half scoring summary, the only touchdown in the first half was a touchdown pass from Brian Lorenz to Capers, a 9-yard touchdown pass late in the first quarter of play. Doles with the extra point, and it was 7-0. Osseo scored again on an 8-yard run by Gary Schoeller midway through the second quarter to give the Orioles a commanding 14-0 lead after Dole's extra point. But then on the last play of the first half, Noble Rainville with a 6-yard touchdown run ran it in to the right corner. The extra point was unsuccessful on a bad snap to the PAT, and it's 14-6 at halftime. Quickly, a couple of highlights. Dennis Heinen, 16 carries for 81 yards in the first half for the Orioles, and the Blaine highlight, catching 3 passes from Rainville in the first half, was number 33, Kevin Deesh, and he caught 3 passes for 74 yards. Well, they've shoveled a couple of the yard markers here. Mark Gray's back with Scott Baldwin here, getting ready for the second half of play. And Scott, it's a tight ball game, and Blaine's going to get their hands on the football here to start the second half.
Well, I think it's important that Blaine definitely gets their running game going here in the second half. Rainville, a great athlete. We know he can pass off from what we've seen in the first half. He's hit receivers.
That kick's going to stop short of the goal line, so it has to be returned by Blaine, and it's going to be deep in their territory. Running back to recover the kickoff as it bounced all the way down there is number 26, Eric Schmidt. And all of a sudden the ball just rolled on the squib kick down to the 1 yard line. And in high school football, Scott, as you well know, being a coach, the ball goes into the end zone. It's automatically dead. Blaine hoping for that in that situation. But on this slippery, slick field, the ball just kind of stopped dead at the 1.
Looked like a little communication problem there between the two deep men. I think it was kind of like you got it, I got it type thing. And the ball ended up going between them and rolling dead, like you said, on the 2. They had to play it. And they're starting deep in a hole here to start off the second half, something they didn't want to do.
1st and 10 for the Bengals. We'll call it the 3 yard line. Man in motion. Hand off to Canary going around the right side, and that's right stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nice play on the defensive set by number 28, Tony Lesh, coming in from his defensive back position to stop the play for no gain at the 3 yard line, so it will be 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
Got to take a look at it again here. Looks like there's even a short loss on the play. There you see the fake inside and then the handoff to go around end, and 56. Scott Jacobson with a nice play there.
Out of the power set again. 2nd and 10. Rainville on the straight dive handoff on the right side. That pounds into the middle of the line. Again, nothing there as the Osseo defense tough on the
Once
inside
again, it
of
was
the
number
middle.
56, Scott Jacobson. Another big play by him. Short gain on the play.
74, Matt Hoffman also filling it. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 from deep in their own territory. We'll call 3rd and 11 as the ball now spotted at the 2 yard line. Deep in their own territory. The Blaine Bengals definitely didn't want to start out this way here in the second half. It looks like Blaine had picked up the momentum going here into the second half of play. Just a straight, safe handoff on the counter inside to Canary. He busted out to about the 10 yard line, it looks, or close to the 10 yard line, and that gives the Bengals at least a little bit more room to punt here as we begin the second half. So standing in his own end zone will be Noble Rainville, Mr. Do-It-All for the Blaine Bengals. And back deep is Hyde, and also back there is Todd Haig. Nice snap, Rainville with a decent punt, kind of short, bounces at the 40 yard line. Haig picks it up, and he's hit immediately, and then it's spun down at the 37 yard line. But great field possession on the play for Osseo on the short punt. Number 20 on the tackle for Blaine, Tony Tempesta.
Well, Mark, Blaine's defense is definitely going to have to make a stand here. They've been off the field here for a while as Blaine had the ball there right at the end of the first half, plus the halftime. They need to make a stand right now. They got to stop Osseo if they want to stay in this ball game.
And great field position for John Hansen's Orioles to start the second half. There's a penalty on the play, and the penalty is on Blaine. I didn't see the flag, Scott, but the official's indicating a penalty on the play.
It's like a personal foul.
Personal foul.
15-yard penalty. That's something Blaine certainly didn't need at this point.
So the field position is going to be even better. And the ball is going to be near the 20-yard line as Osseo begins their initial drive here in the second half of play. 14-6 in the Section 4AA final as the officials mark off the yardage on the personal foul. And the ball is going all the way down to the 22-yard line. So Osseo will start 1st and 10 from there.
We'll see if Blaine has made any adjustments here at halftime to try to stop that off-tackle power play. Maybe stacking some linebackers outside a little bit.
And Brian Lorenz, the senior quarterback, brings up his Orioles, and now the officials calling time as...
I don't think the chains are quite set, Mark.
And now they're finally getting that set. Ball just outside the 22-yard line. There you see Brian Lorenz. He had that 8-yard touchdown pass in the first half to number 87, Tim Capers, his big 6', 495-pound tight end. That was the initial score of the ball game. And now finally looks like we're ready to go as the change their set, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Osseo Orioles. Blaine, the defending Class AA state champion, with their victory last November over Cretin Durham Hall in the 4th quarter on a Tom Newman touchdown run. And Osseo, of course, just 3 years ago playing for the state championship, losing to Apple Valley. Handoff on the power again, and that's number 24, Dennis Heinen.
Looks like Blaine's starting off in their 5-2 monster, and it looks like they widened their tackles a little bit on their alignment to try to cut off that power. Take a look at it again here. You see Blaine stacking it up. They had some corner support there, and that's what they're going to have to do here if they want to stop Osseo.
2-yard gain, ball at the 20 now. 2nd and 8. Again, Heinen spins away and fumbles the football, but falls on his own fumble at about the 15-yard line. So we haven't had a turnover in this football game, despite the bad weather conditions. And that time the ball squirmed away from Heinen, and he ends up falling on his own football. And getting a pretty decent gain out of the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
Take a look at it again here. You see Heinen running, get that second effort, and the ball pops loose, comes right back to him.
25 touchdowns on the season for the senior. 152 overall points. Big numbers for the Osseo running back. Also over 1,200 yards rushing. 3rd down, 4 from inside the 15. Here's Heinen on the power run. Goes to inside the 5 and spins out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
Looks like we have a player down on the play for Osseo.
Mike Mooney drives Heinen out of bounds.
I think it might be number 65, Jesse Ton. He's right back up here, and he's heading off to the sidelines.
Offensive guard, as you see, Ton listed at 5'9", 165 pounds. Pretty small offensive
You see
lineman.
the replay, a real hard run there by Heinen.
And now it's going to be a 1st and goal for Osseo as they're knocking on the door right away. Check that. Trying to get the ball marked here, and yeah, that's inside the 10. So it's about the 7. We'll say about the 7-yard line.
Right, Mark.
About the 7-yard line, okay? That's what we'll call it. 1st and goal from the 7 with 8:10 to go in the quarter. I had originally said the ball was inside the 5. Hand off to Gary Schoeller, the power back, right up the middle, and he knocks inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3.
Some hard running by Schoeller. Just when you start to key on Heinen, they come back with Schoeller up the middle, and he breaks it for about 4 yards on the carry. Good hard running.
Ball just inside the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. And big here early in the 2nd half. If Osseo could knock one in, that would counter the touchdown that Blaine got on the last play of the 1st half. Out of the power set again, split back, wing to the left, double tight. Left side Schoeller spins away, going to the goal line, and it looks like he's going to come up just a little bit short. And that was the same play that they scored their 2nd touchdown on, them being Osseo. The handoff on the left side on the power to Schoeller. He kicked it outside and went to the corner on that touchdown run. That time, the Blaine pursuit and defense was able to turn that back inside and bring the pursuing tacklers to knock it down inside.
Take a look at it again here. See the power, he cuts it up in. Nice fill there, but still some good hard running by Schoeller as he gets a couple extra yards there in 2nd effort. Timeout here by Blaine. I think maybe they want to regroup a little bit here and maybe make some adjustments on defense down here in this goal line situation.
There you see some of the Brave Warriors on the sidelines for a brief moment. The Osseo cheerleaders, both the cheerleading units out here tonight. And it's got to be a little chilly cheerleading out here in a brisk, shrill November evening. Well, let's take a look as we got a timeout as the final Metro Top 10 football poll, as listed by our top-notch graphics crew down in the truck. And there you see Osseo, the Osseo Orioles, number 1. Sibley Warriors at 2, Burnsville Braves at 3, and Blaine at 4.
And talk a little bit here, Mark, about Region 4AA. You look at the top 5 there. 3 of those teams were in the same region in 4AA here, being Blaine, Anoka, and Osseo.
All right, we can get back to that in a second here. As Region 4AA definitely the toughest in the Class AA state of Minnesota. 3rd and goal from the inside to 3. Power handoff to Heinen. He goes to into the end zone for the touchdown. Dennis Heinen on the power run off the right side, knocks it in from 3 yards out, and the Osseo Orioles has knocked it back into the end zone, and they push their lead up to 20-6.
Here it is again. You see Heinen just following his blockers outside, not electing to cut back inside, just believing in his blockers, and did a super job, pushed Blaine back, and he was able to just skate into the end zone free.
Doles trying for his third consecutive PAT. High snap, and the kick is up, and it's true right through the middle. So after the great field position and the big 15-yard penalty on the personal foul on Blaine, after Blaine had 3 plays and a punt to start the second half, Osseo moves it right down the field on the ground again, and Dennis Heinen doing something that he's done all year long, get the ball into the end zone.
This is something that Blaine didn't want to happen. I think they didn't want to get into a scoring contest with Osseo, the high-powered offense. Blaine's definitely going to have to put the ball in the air now, as they only have 7:14 left here in this third quarter. They're going to have to make something happen offensively, get a couple of big plays. As Osseo is able to run the ball, they're going to have to try to stop him on defense. They may shore up on that power a little bit.
As Osseo with a big 15-point lead. So the next sequence of plays and the next series for the Bengals very key here as Doles kicks off. It's a deep kick to Retton. He takes it at the 10 and fakes the reverse and comes around the right side. He spins away, brings the ball up over the 20-yard line down to about the 24. Nice piece of running. Tackle made on the play by Chad Laker, number 41. For Osseo. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, we'll call it. Under 7 minutes, or excuse me, 7:05 to go here in the third quarter. 21-6 in the Section 4AA championship here from Town and Osseo. Rainville calling signals, man in motion out of the split back. The option now, Rainville decides to keep the football, and he's buried by a host of Osseo Orioles. One of those being number 41, Chad Liker.
Mark, looked like a little bit of a mix-up there for the Blaine offense as Rainville turned to look for the dive man. There was nobody there, and his man and pitch relationship was a little bit behind. I think the cadence was a little bit off. Just a little mix-up there in the Blaine offense. Take a look at it again here. You see there was nobody there. No pitch man. He decides to turn it up. Nice play by the Osseo defense.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7, ball at the 27-yard line. Single set, double wing, wide right. Little inside handoff and an inside reverse to Jim Canary, but that's snuffed out by that Osseo defense as they're not fooled in that situation. And again, good gang tackling by the Orioles. Number 28, Tony Lesh, was in there. One of about 4 Orioles that just brought those black jerseys right on top of Canary.
Take a look at it here. It looks like there might have been a little bit of a lane there if Canary would have turned it up a little bit sooner. He elected to try to go outside there, and
Retton on the inside handoff.
Number 56, Scott Jacobson, again, is having a good second half here to start off.
Big third down play. Rainville left the play action back to throw, and he's going for the house, and Retton is out there, but the pass is intercepted. Right at midfield, Osseo intercepts the game's first turnover. Rainville going for the one-on-one situation, trying to get Retton out there on the far sideline. And just waiting for it and having a great game is number 28, Tony Lesh, and he makes the interception.
Take a look at it again here. Rainville with a straight drop back. Look, Osseo in that zone. He was open for a split second there in the seam, but the safety came over and made a nice play on that.
All right, so Osseo with the ball again, just at their own 49, inside their own territory. And this is a real key sequence. After this turnover of Osseo can knock it in again, it's going to be real tough for Blaine. 1st and 10 off of the power. And there's a little inside handoff of their own on the reverse, and that's number 44 for Osseo, Todd Haig, with the big punt return in the first half. And Osseo doing a little bit of something out of the Blaine playbook as the original handoff went to Schoeller, and then the reverse handoff from the man coming around the outside went to Haig.
Take a look at it again here. See him cutting it up inside. Some good blocks there by Osseo, and he picks up 12 yards on the play.
Nice run by Haig on the inside hand from Schoeller. So it's a first down for Osseo as they're inside the 40-yard line. Let's call it the 37 from the right hash. Wing left. Gary Schoeller with tough running on the inside. 5'9", 185-pound senior just busted right up the gut for about 8 yards, straight up the middle. Mike Mooney with the tackle. He's been in a lot of plays defensively tonight for Blaine.
Just a quick counter play. They faked the pitch outside and then turned and handed off inside. Number 76 for Osseo, Pat Callanan, even pulled on the play for an influence that influenced the defensive tackle outside a little bit for Blaine, and he went with him, which allowed the hole to open up inside.
Wing right again out of the split back. Handoff to Hyden, and he goes out of bounds after a short game, but it's close to the sticks. This is inside the 30-yard line. Arcturus forcing it from the corner out of bounds on the play. Also over on the play for Blaine is number 40, Sean Malakowski, as they turn it to the sidelines, but it's enough for the first down.
Well, Mark, I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with Hyden. He really follows his blockers well. He just stays right in there, doesn't panic, just follows his blockers, takes them wherever they go.
All right, so Osseo again on the ground, and again with the wing left. A couple of consecutive first downs after the turnover. This is Schoeller on his favorite play, the power to the left side, and that time Blaine stuffs that up. Coming and turning in from the outside was number 34, Steve Arsdorf. And turning it from the outside, from the defensive back position, the linebackers and the linemen were able to pursue and snuff that play out.
Looked like Schoeller was initially trying, here we see it again, Schoeller was trying to get outside there. Blaine contained it real well, and then the pursue inside made the play.
All right, it's 2nd and 8, the ball at the 23 from the left hash. The double tight again, wing left and split. Lorenz now fakes the little handoff and then keeps the ball himself, and he is just manhandled right at the line of scrimmage. Making the play, number 74 for the Blaine Bengals, Todd Chester, right in the middle, as he wasn't buying any of the faking action by the quarterback, Lorenz.
Take a look at it again. I don't know if it was a mix-up again or a design. Looked like a little counter fake with a quarterback counter inside, and like you said, 74, he wasn't fooled. That's Todd Chester for Blaine. Nice play defensively.
So a loss of 1 on the play, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 9. Play action this time, putting up to the air is Lorenz. Now he's under pressure and rolling out to his right. Now he's in trouble, and he's going to run with the football, and he decides to take it out of bounds. At about the original line of scrimmage, I believe, or close to it on the sideline. So Lorenz rolling outside, saw some pressure, did have some time to throw, kicked it on the outside, but couldn't find anyone downfield, and decided to hold on to it. Now it's going to be 4th down, and it's going to be 4th and 9. Actually checked that loss of a couple as the yard marker person is moving it back, so it's going to be 4th and 11 from about the 26-yard line. Still kind of tough to see where those yard markers are with the snow on the field. 4th down, Osseo goes for it, and rolling back straight to throw is Lorenz. The ball is tipped and almost intercepted. As Lorenz was going for capers on the play, ball bounced off his hands, but nonetheless, Blaine takes over on downs on the play. So a key situation for Dave Nelson's Bengals, Scott, is Osseo doesn't come up with any points there.
Take a look at it again there. You see the ball just coming off.
Underthrown on that play to Capers. Looked like Aaron Smith was in on the coverage for Blaine. So the Bengals take the ball over from their own 26. It's 1st and 10. Again, that double slot man in motion. And again, kind of like a little double reverse to Retton coming back this side, and he's brought down on the play by number 41, Chad Leiker.
Super play by Leiker there. The tight end tried to block him, tried to hook him inside, and he didn't go for that at all. He read the play, got outside, snuffed the play for a short gain.
Doesn't seem like a lot of those inside double reverse handoffs seem to be working. The Osseo defense is well schooled, and they're staying at home. No gain on the play from the 26. It's 2nd and 10. Blaine needs some points in a hurry. Rolling out to his right is Rainville. Throwing out to the right, and the pass is complete to Retton on the sideline. About 3 yards short of the first down. Excuse me, check that. That's number 33 again. Dish. Or Dish, excuse me. He had 3 catches for 74 yards in the first half. And he makes another catch on the rollout pass from Rainville there. And that seems to be one of the more effective plays of the night, Scott, is when Blaine can get Rainville rolling on the outside where he can see his receiver downfield.
He's very effective when he gets outside. It gives him that option of either running or throwing.
Well, a gain of about 9 on the play, so it's 3rd and 1. Ball at about the 35-yard line. Big play. Power handoff to Canary. He breaks it out into the open and moves it toward midfield. A nice ground attack carry by Canary. And that's one of the more effective runs of the night for the Blaine Bengals, straight up the gut.
Quick hitting play. I think that's, we're going to take a look at it again here. You see a quick hitting play there. It doesn't give Osseo a chance to get off blocks. Canary with a nice run picks up 13.
And the ball is at the 49-yard line now, 1st and 10 for Blaine. Minute 45 seconds and counting to go here in the 3rd quarter. Osseo with the 15-point advantage, 21-6. Blaine trying to get back into it. Again, the double slot man in motion, single setback. Straight back to pass is Rainville. Throws, and the pass is incomplete. Good coverage on the play by number 56, Jacobson, as he shows he's had a good night on the run, containing the run, and he also back there in pass coverage in that play. Pass falls harmlessly incomplete. So with minute 26 to go, we have a 2nd and 10. Noble Rainville, the senior quarterback, brings up his Bengals. Wide left. Split back, slot right, man in motion is Retton. Inside handoff to Anderson, and he gets about 1 yard to midfield. Number 31, Sean Anderson. And it's going to be a big 3rd down and 9 situation. Josh Goring, big number 97, 6'3", 215-pound man that anchors the middle of the line, making the play on the inside.
Somebody touched on a little earlier there, Mark, talking about the misdirection in the backfield there. I think those plays might be a little bit too slow developing in the backfield. It allows Osceo's linemen to get off blocks and make the play. I think Blaine needs to hit some faster hitting plays on the inside if they want to run the ball.
Officials call timeout with 51 seconds here to go in the 3rd quarter play. And Jim Canary is over there talking to one of the officials. The ball is right at midfield. It's a big 3rd down and 9 situation. A big yard. Blaine needs a 1st down regardless of the field position. I think it's 2 down territory here.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Barking and checking off now is Rainville. And now he doesn't like what he sees, and he calls timeout. So the 2nd of 3 timeouts already called here in the 3rd quarter by the Blaine Bengals. That time Rainville came up to the line of scrimmage, started checking off, and didn't like something he saw, and it's too big a play to be guessing right now. He wisely calls timeout.
A wise decision by Rainville. At this point, he can't afford to make a mistake. He didn't like what he saw on defense. Called the timeout. A real smart play by Rainville.
(21-6) here from Ton Field. A state quarterfinal Class AA berth hangs in the balance. And if the score stays the way it is tonight, we'll definitely be assured that there will be a new state champion for 1989, as Blaine is the defending champion. They won that very exciting Prec Bowl final last season. Who will ever forget that one? Very exciting. Right before the strike of 12 midnight, Todd Newman ran in the winning touchdown. 3rd and 1. Play action back. Rainville throwing, and the pass is almost intercepted at the 30-yard line, and that's Lesh again. Right at the 30. Interesting call, Scott, on a 3rd and 1 situation. A deep downfield pass when you only need 1 yard, and now the punting unit is coming onto the field. Very interesting.
Well, I saw Nelson try a fake punt last week. This might be a good time to try it again. They have Rainville as their punter. He can throw the ball. It looks like he looked around a little bit there. He was thinking about maybe running the ball, depending on what he saw.
And there's the punt. It's down at the 29-yard line. I'm going to have to correct something, Scott. As I was looking out here at the chains, I looked and saw where the yard marker was by the front chain, and that was the back end of the yard marker. So actually, it was a good situation for them to be punting because it was 3rd down and 11 yards to go. So it's a good thing that Coach Dave Nelson isn't listening to me up here in the broadcast booth. I think anyone at 3rd and 11 from midfield at this point in the ballgame would be punting the football away. Blaine does, and now Osseo has it again with 12 seconds to go in the half and counting, or 3rd quarter, excuse me, with that 21-6 lead. from the 28. Heinen again. Spins around for about 3 yards. Tackle made by number 40, Sean Malikowski. We've played 3 quarters of football here from Carlton Field in Osseo in the Section 4AA Championship. You're watching KABL Channel 52 This Week in Sports. Your score at the end of 3 quarters, Osseo 21, Blaine 6. And we'll be back with the 4th quarter action right after this.
Strauss sells the #1 skate in the world, Bauer Skates. Bauer's sleek design and Dynaflex system give more forward flex for maximum efficiency and greater fit. Strauss has Bauer equipment of all types and thousands of skates in inventory for the beginner to the pro. Their courteous staff provides a professional fit, and Strauss has provided 101 years of service to its customers. Located on Highway 36 in Maplewood, Strauss Skates is where the Twin Cities shops for skates.
There's a nice shot of the snow. Welcome to winter. I'm your host, Jack Frost. No, actually, it's Mark Graves and Scott Baldwin back here from Carlton Field as we start the 4th quarter. And the first taste of snow here in the Minnesota area, in the metropolitan area, as we start the 4th quarter here on a Friday night in the Section 4 Championship. And on a 2nd and 5, a nice power run for Osseo to start the 4th quarter off. Number 39, Gary Schoeller, bust up for about 9 yards and a first down. Nice gate on the play, moves the ball out to the 45-yard line or 44-yard line for the first down.
Once again, it's nothing special. Osseo in that double tight set, just running power off tackle. They're just practically telling Blaine, we're going to run it, you're going to stop us.
Nothing fancy, just rock 'em, sock 'em right at your football. This is Schoeller again off the left where he's so effective. And he moves the ball out to midfield, just slightly into Blaine territory. A gain of about 6 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 from there. So Osseo just coming right at you. They very effectively controlled the ball with their ground control or possession control ground attack. They'll go 2nd and 4 from just inside midfield with the wing right and the split backs. Heinen close to the sticks on a simple play on the right side. Again, just right at you.
Take a look at it again here. Nothing fancy again, just an off power, off tackle, off power. And Blaine shorted up a little bit that time for a short gain.
And it's just short of the first down sticks at the 46-yard line of Blaine. So 3rd and short for Osseo. And they'll run out of the wing right. In motion to the near side of Schoeller. A fumble on kind of like an option toss, but Heinen takes the toss and gets outside. And what looked like it was going to be a mistake works out to be a real good play as Heinen takes it inside the 25-yard line. He's finally ran out of bounds by number 33, Dish. And it's a big first down for Osseo deep in the Blaine territory. Here it is
there
again.
You see the fumble, and he picks it up and with a pitch outside. Nice run. I think that unofficially puts Heinen over the 100-yard mark.
Something he's done all year long is break that 100-yard mark and get that football into the end zone, as we mentioned before. Now a total of 26 touchdowns on the season. 1st and 10 for Osseo. The ball at the 25-yard line of Blaine.
There's a fumble.
The ball's on the ground on the snowy turf here at Taunton, and a big break for the Bengals as they recover the fumble. So now a turnover for Osseo. Blaine has one in the interception, and now Osseo on a key point puts the football onto the turf.
Take a look at it again here, Mark. I don't think Heinen ever had the handle on it. 74 for Blaine. Todd Chester almost took the hand off himself in the backfield. He was able to mess the play up inside and cause the fumble.
Big turnover for Blaine. They get the ball at their own 28, and they start on offense with Retton. Here on the left, using his speed to try to get outside, and he effectively gains about 7 or 8 yards. Kicking it out to the outside on the left. So it'll be 2nd down and about 3 to go. after the effective first down play. 9:36 and counting. The Bengals need some points. They're down by 15. Handoff on the second and short. That's stopped short of the sticks. The power tie right in the middle.
Looks like Canary on the carry.
And Osseo was having nothing of it. Blaine has had difficulty trying to penetrate that middle. That Osseo front wall has done a fine job of stuffing up plays, especially in this situation, a third down and short. It's 3rd and 2 from the 35, or let's call it the 36. Rainville to Retton on the outside. He cuts it back in and picks up the first down, the yardage needed for the Bengal first down. So number 21, Jerry Retton, junior halfback.
Some nice blocking there on that left side on the offensive line of Blaine. They surged off the ball, drove Osseo off the ball for a nice gain.
So a first down and 10 at the 42-yard line for Blaine as they try to get things going here. Straight up the middle to Canary. And he rocks ahead for about 3. He stopped on the play by Osseo's number 45, Jason Wood.
Blaine's still got to keep him honest there in the middle. A quicker hitting play there by Canary. And a nice gain.
All right, it's marked all the way up to 5 or 6. We'll call it 2nd and 6 from the 47-yard line. Sweep to the right. This is Retton again, using his speed, something he's had trouble doing all night long. But that time he kicks it out for a nice first down gain as he gets it down out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
Take a look at it again here. See the fake inside, the handoff to Retton. He gets outside, a nice move there, cuts inside, and a nice run, 20-yard gain on the play.
So a big first down for Blaine as they start marching it downfield, 7:58 to go. Clock stops as the ball went out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Blaine. Canary tries to muscle it on the inside, and Jason Wood, the linebacker, is right there to stop him. Short gain on the play by Canary. About 2.5, 3 yards. It will be 2nd and 7 from, we'll call it the 33-yard line.
Maybe a good time for some play action pass here for Blaine. They've been running the ball effectively.
This time the handoff to the left side to Retton. He tries to use his speed to get outside, goes for the sticks, and he gets licked. Right on the outside. Chad Leiker was out there, one of the people. Also number 96, Ben Barrow. And that's a nice gain of about 4 yards, and that's going to make it 3rd and 2. Just inside the 30-yard line at about the 26. Wide right, split backs. Canary spins away, breaks into the open now, and down just short of the 10-yard line. So Jim Canary starting to pick up the pace with a nice inside power run.
A little quicker hitting play there on the inside. It doesn't allow the Osseo defenders to get off their blocks quite as quick. Real nice, hard running and a nice gain. There it is again. You take a look at it. He breaks a couple of tackles.
Good balance by
Good
Canary.
hard running and some downfield blocking there from Blaine.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. This is Retton on the outside. A nice little bit of skating through, if you will, on that snowy turf. And a nice effective pickup down closer to the goal line. The ball comes up to, let's call it about the 5, and it's going to be second down from there, 6:11 and counting. Wide right, split back, power handoff to Canary off left tackle. Turns it down close to the 1-yard line. Let's see where it's spotted. And it's going to be just short of that first down. They'd have to get the ball just inside the 1.5-yard line for the 1st and goal. So it's a big 3rd down play here. 3rd and we'll call it about 1.5 yards. Ball inside the 5. Rainville to Canary, busted wide open on the left side as that hole blows wide, and Canary goes into the end zone for the Bengal touchdown. So after the fumble recovery, Blaine comes right down the field, all on the ground, and
take a
knocks
look at
into
it
the end
again
zone.
here. You see some good blocking. As a quick trap play, and Canary skated free into the end zone. Some good blocking up front there for Blaine.
Nice surge on the line, and that hole busted wide open. You could have drove a truck through it, for that old cliche. They'll go for the 1-point PAT. Tough snap. Rainville gets it up, and the kick is good. So interesting call here on that situation to go for the 1-point PAT. Now, Scott, if Blaine should score again, they're going to have to go for a 2-point PAT or just to tie the football game up.
I think he has a lot of confidence in Rainville, and I think that he feels if they're going to tie the game, they'd have to score again anyway, so he might as well get the 1 now.
Get the for sure point. Deesh again with a nice, they've had trouble with the snaps on the punts and the extra points, and that time Deesh went down on both knees, went high to get it, and then went on both knees, put it down on the tee, and Rainville doing a good job as a good kicker will, did not lose his concentration, concentrated on the tee, and when the football was down, he kicked it right through.
Rainville, a great athlete, led that drive, and one thing I noted on that drive is Blaine was taking a little time in the huddle. They were almost in a hurry-up type offense. Short huddle, coming out quick, didn't give Osseo a lot of time to adjust.
Rainville kicking off, 5:36 to go here in the Section 4AA Championship. And the game is 21-13, Osseo leading Blaine. Well, that kickoff bounces through and just barely into the end zone, so Osseo will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Key possession now for the Orioles, Scott, as they're up by 8 points with 5:36 to go. Blaine only has 1 timeout, and if Osseo can get that running game going like they've had all night long, they could just ground it out here and run out the string.
Oh, it's a big test for the Blaine defense. They're going to have to stop that off-tackle power play. They're going to have to stack some linebackers in there, and they're going to come up and fill. They haven't been able to stop it all night consistently. They stopped it a few times, but here they really need to stop it. They need to get the ball back if they want to tie the ball game.
All right, here's Gary Schoeller on the handoff from Lorenz, and he kicks it wide open, and he could go all the way. He's at midfield. And out of bounds at about the Blaine 40-yard line. Wow, just a simple power handoff. Pops wide open. Gary Schoeller, the senior power back, springs it wide open on the handoff.
Take a look at it again here. Schoeller power left, Heinen power right has been the basic offense for Osseo tonight. I think a Blaine defender gambled a little bit, tried to come up and fill, and it didn't pay off for him that time as Schoeller was able to break through in a nice 41-yard run.
Schoeller already has a touchdown on the night. Here he is again, and he busted open again, and he breaks a couple of tackles and spins down to about the 22-yard line. A big 18-yard pickup by Gary Schoeller. 2 huge gains in the last 2 plays.
Take a look at it again here. You see him busting through, a real nice, hard running, breaking tackles, just keeps those legs going.
So just like that, from their own 20-yard line in 2 plays, the Osseo Orioles are at the Blaine 22 and knocking on the door again. It's 1st and 10 from there, 5:17 to go in this football game. Wing right, split backs, Lorenz, hand up to Heinen. Spins on the outside, Blaine strings it out pretty good. And they knock him out of bounds, and about the 17-yard line, we'll call it a gain of 5. So both backs for Osseo coming close to, Heinen's already over 100 yards, and I think Schoeller is pretty well close to approaching that, or darn close to it.
Some good blocking out front again for Osseo. Number 51, Rob Herman, with a nice block as he was pulling from his guard position to lead outside.
4:37 to go. The ball's at the 17-yard line, 2nd and 5 from the right hash for Osseo. Quick middle inside handoff, and that time Blaine is stuffing it up, and that's Mooney again, who's been there all night, and also Joe Bauer stopping the play cold for the Bengals right in the middle, and there's no gain. It's going to be 3rd and a big 5 yards to go.
Well, nice play there by Mooney. Osseo's been running the ball outside, and then they elect to run it up inside. Mooney didn't go for it at all. He was there, and he made a nice stick on the play.
3rd and a big 5 from the 17. Left hash. Wing left, twin backs again. Lorenz to Schoeller, who's shown the power on this drive, and that's going to be close. And I think he might have picked up the first down. It's going to be close. The officials calling timeout. And it's all an all-important spot here. And nope, right away indicated once they set it up and take a look at it, the officials mark first down. So a huge first down.
There it is
for
again,
Osseo.
you see it. Schoeller carrying tackles, just keeps those legs churning. Hard runner. He's tough to bring down.
So now the ball is just outside the 10-yard line at the 11. It's going to be 1st and 10 from there. 3:32 and counting. Here in the football game, Osseo up by 8 and trying to knock in some more. Split backs. Heinen inside, cuts it back to the middle and gets it close to the goal line, down to about the 2. That time a good read by Dennis Heinen as he got the handoff and just cut it back inside.
Well, Heinen's just a super back. You see him following his blockers. Take a look at it here again. Most of the time he's been going outside, and now he elects to cut it up inside there. A super run by Heinen.
Good power runner. My first chance to see him, Scott, and I'm very impressed with his numbers. Are definitely really tell you something.
Reads blocks real well. A good runner. As is Schoeller.
2nd and 2 from outside the 2. This is Heinen again. He goes, and now we have a penalty as Heinen got close to the goal line, and he might even have snuck in on the play. The Blaine Bengals are indicating there's a penalty on Osseo. The officials are indicating offside on Osseo. But if previous results are any indication, on 2 of the 3 touchdown drives tonight, Osseo's come back from a penalty to knock a touchdown in. So even though they're marking up the 5 yards here, Osseo has been able to come back from adversity in the penalty situations to knock in touchdowns, their first 2 touchdowns in this ball game tonight. But even though with that point in this juncture in the football game with 2.5 minutes to go, that's a big penalty because Osseo was right at the goal line. Now they're back to about the 8-yard line, and Schoeller again off the left. And he spins down to about the 5-yard line, but right now, more importantly, Scott, the clock continues to run, and we know that the Bengals only have 1 timeout remaining. There's Gary Schoeller. He's had a big night for John Hanson's
Take a look
Orioles.
at it again here. You see him carrying number 74 for about 3 yards.
Todd Chester.
Chester of Blaine broke through, met him in the backfield, but Schoeller was able to carry him for about 3 yards. Good hard running.
3rd and 4 yards to go from the 5. They have to get the ball to about the 1-yard line, they being Osseo for the first down. This is Heinen, then the little inside reverse to Haig. He kicks it outside, he goes for the goal line, and he stopped at about the 2-yard line. That's going to be short of the first down.
I'll tell you, Sean Malachowski made a great play on that. On the reverse, Lorenz was out there as a blocker leading it up. Take a look at it here again. You see Lorenz out there blocking, and
Malachowski just goes over Lorenz's block to make the nice play. And now there's a timeout on the field, and I believe Blaine has called it. It's 1:23 to go as we're right down here at crunch time as some of the fans, Hardy patrons, starting to leave Ton Field. As we're down here in the final minutes, and speaking of more coverage of sports here on KABL Channel 52, to 1989 State Volleyball Tournament live, or I should say on your tape delay basis from Met Center in Bloomington, as KABL Channel 52 and North Central Cable continues with their continuing coverage, I believe the 5th consecutive year that the KABL's crew will be down at Met Center in Bloomington. And again, as always, check your local times and listings. That's the Class AA State Volleyball Tournament here on KABL Channel 52. Well, there are the Blaine Bengals. Their defensive coach is huddling with them down on the field. The situation right now is there's 1:31 to go. It's a 4th down situation. The ball is at the 3-yard line. And Osseo has to get it to about the 1-yard line for the first down. Needless to say, with Blaine calling their last timeout, if Osseo gets a first down or any type of score, this one's over. The Section 4 AA championship is in the balance in a quarterfinal berth in the Class AA state tournament. And if Osseo wins, there will be a new state champion this season. You're assured of that. Big play. 4th down, 2 to go. Hand off to Heinen. Spins on the inside, rolls off a tackle, and he's going to be close. Close to the goal line. He did not get into the end zone, but he might have picked up the first down. It all depends on where the football is going to be marked.
Osseo player signaling a first down there.
And I even saw one Blaine player push it, pointing in the other way, but
they're going to bring the chains out.
Wisely, or I should say a wise decision by the officials to bring the chains out to make sure here. Tough play and a tough run by Heinen. As you see the chain gang coming in on our snowy turf here on Town Field. And they're going to be very sure of this one, because if Osseo didn't make it, ball goes over on downs, but the first down is successful on the run by Heinen. First down, and that will just about do it, barring any unforeseen miracle or turnovers. Osseo will go on to win the Section 4 AA championship. And just to add a little padding here, it'd probably be a good idea for them to probably knock this one in and make sure. Blaine can't stop the clock. Actually, Osseo could even be safer and just sit on the football. We'll see what they decide to do. Wing right, split backs. Hand up to Heinen. He kicks it outside, but a nice play on the outside for Blaine by number 86, Dan Schmitz, as he knocked down Heinen. Good defensive play, but more importantly, that clock continues to run, and Blaine can't stop it. We're under a minute to go.
Well, you have to be impressed with the Osseo running back. Schoeller and Heinen, just a great tandem. It's Schoeller left, Heinen right, and Blaine hasn't been able to stop him on a consistent basis all night. As we see the referees stopping the clock here.
And now the clock is stopped, and now they just reset. They stopped it for some reason, and now they run it again. So we're back running 35 seconds to go. The ball at the right hash. The ball is at about the 3-yard line, and it's a handoff to Schoeller on the inside, and he just crumbles up into a big pile right in the middle of the field. And with less than 20 seconds to go, Osseo does not have to run another play. Scott will have a new AA champion, and the #1 team in the state of Minnesota has prevailed here tonight on a snowy night, as the Osseo Orioles will go on to defeat the Blaine Bengals 21-13. The final seconds, 2-1, as you see a jubilant Osseo Oriole team coming onto the field and meeting in a mass of happiness out at about the 20-yard line, as the Osseo Orioles have defeated the Blaine Bengals here in the Section 4 AA championship by the score of 21-13. We'll be back with the wrap-up of tonight's ball game and some final comments and statistics from Carlton Field. There's your final, Osseo of 21-13. Well, Scott, it was a real wintry night here on this November 3rd taping evening from Town Field. Snow on the field, cold and windy, but I think a very well-played football game considering the conditions. Both teams played well tonight, and both teams were able to move the ball effectively.
No doubt about it. Even passing, Rainville for Blaine was able to throw the ball fairly well, and both teams ran the ball hard. Osseo, of course, with that double tight set, it's just they're going to line up and they're just going to run it down your throat. You're going to have to stop them, and apparently nobody's been able to do it thus far.
Well, in the second half, the score at halftime was 14-6, and each team was able to get a touchdown in the second half. Osseo was able to extend their lead to 15 points in the third quarter, if we could go to our scoring summary at this point here in the second half. As it was 14-6 at halftime. And then in the third quarter, Dennis Heinen, who had a big night tonight for Osseo, scored on a 2-yard touchdown run. Pat Doles kicked the extra point, and that made the score 21-6. Blaine came back with a very good touchdown drive after a fumble recovery in their own territory, stopping another Osseo drive. They came all the way down, and then Jim Canary ran in for the touchdown. Noble Rainville added the extra point, and that was your final score, 21-13. We can look at some of the highlights in the game, Scott, and as you mentioned, out of that double tight and wing set, both the Osseo running backs having a big night. Dennis Heinen with 28 carries for 137 yards, and Gary Schoeller with a big second half also. Gary Schoeller had 98 yards, here in the second half, and had 18 carries for a total of 119 yards.
Very impressed with both running backs for Osseo. They both run hard, and they have some good blockers up front. They read their blockers well. They cut it up inside when they should. Just a couple of excellent runners.
Well, you saw a couple of the Osseo players and Blaine players receiving their trophies. And there you see the class, and there you see John Hansen, the 26-year veteran Osseo coach, holding his Section 4 AA football championship. Well, it's been a fantastic football game tonight in some adverse cool conditions, but we've had a real good one here from Carlton Field in Osseo, Minnesota. So Osseo is your Section 4 AA champion. There will be a new state champion as we go into the state quarterfinal play. Your final score here from Carlton Field is Osseo 21, Blaine 13. Don't forget, continuing coverage of the Region 4 AA volleyball tournament next week, and also the Class AA State Girls Volleyball Championship in future dates coming up later on in this month.